yesterday was Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. I just want to acknowledge, first of all, that Mother's Day can be a really happy day. For some people, it can be also really a triggering day. So whatever type of day you had yesterday, I just want to create space for it to be what it was. And also acknowledge and share that yesterday I had a really wonderful, beautiful Mother's Day. There have been many Mother's Days in the past 10 years for me that were extremely painful and triggering. And I kind of spent the whole day in my bed crying. So sometimes just the circumstances we're in and the life situation we're in, the whole idea of Mother's Day can tap into traumas around our identity, around our sense of self, and around our feelings of worthiness or success or failure in the roles we play in our lives. And this caretaking role is actually what I want to bring mindfulness to today. As mothers, we are caretakers, and those of you who are also caretakers or in helping professions like therapists or teachers or nurses, any sort of career where your primary job is to show up for people, to care for them. We have kind of an interesting and specific challenge as far as living mindfully, because while we loved to care for people, and there's a part of us that really enjoys and finds joy in caring for others. Otherwise, we probably wouldn't have picked those professions or chosen to be in those roles. Caring for others also has its own challenges and can be really depleting. And for my Mother's Day, my family was really, really good to me yesterday, but what I wanted to do more than anything was take a nap. And I took a nap, a long nap, like the longest nap I've taken in a long time. And that was what I really needed yesterday, because it's interesting that when we're in these roles where we're giving of ourselves, whether that's as a mother or as a teacher, as a nurse, or just as a caretaker, there's something depleting about kind of putting ourselves and putting our soul out on the line. And we can get caught into some traps as caretakers and even lose our own sense of self. So that's what I want to talk about today. And I'm going to just share a little story. So yesterday, my son, who's 7 years old, came into our room in the morning and was really upset because his brother had pushed him or done something that he felt a justified anger about. And he wanted us to go in and rectify the situation. And both my husband and myself realized that what had happened was kind of just like your typical brother scuffle, and didn't really feel the need to intervene. And it became pretty clear with my younger son that he was really upset about the situation, and he started to kind of disengage and mope and pout. And my husband did something that was, I thought, wise. He pulled aside my older son and said, I think Tyson needs me to be upset with you. I'm going to be upset with you, but I'm not really upset with you. And he kind of did the wink thing, and my older son understood, and my husband came down on my older son and made it very clear that he wasn't okay with him picking on his brother Tyson. And it was really interesting to see my younger son just perk up and come to life and feel this, his whole aura, his whole body just kind of livened up when he realized that his dad was sticking up for him, that his dad was going to use his voice to stand up and protect him. I really liked that interaction because it made me reflect, or gave me the opportunity to reflect on the part that we all have inside of us that is asking us to stand up for ourselves. That there is a little voice, a little version of ourselves that is pulling on our sleeve and looking up with great big wide eyes and saying, are you going to stand up for me? Are you going to protect me? Are you going to use your voice to say that this is not okay? To make sure that I don't overextend myself or that I'm not used. And the reason I bring this up is twofold. One, because as caretakers, and maybe even as women, as mothers, as women, I think sometimes we've been conditioned and taught to shut that voice down, that we don't deserve to have that voice, or that that voice isn't ladylike, or that that's a selfish voice. Maybe we've been conditioned to expect other people to play that role for us. Like, it's our job to overextend ourselves. And if the people around us really love me, then they're going to protect me from myself. They're going to tell me I need to take a rest. They're going to tell me to not work so hard. And I can speak to this because I used to operate this way, and I still do from time to time. This past week, I think I was operating more in that way. And I've come to feel a lot of power in my life as I've come to recognize that I am the only one who can really hold those boundaries for myself. That it isn't anybody else's job to tell me I'm working too hard or pushing myself too far. That I am responsible for me. And if I overextend and deplete myself, I am accountable for my own resentment. These are two practices that I've been using for the last 10 years or so that really help form the fabric of a healthy life for me. And one is a check-in at night. I practice the AEIOUY check-in. This was initially published in Brene Brown's Gifts of Imperfection, and I've kind of adapted them. But the two I want to focus on here is the I. Did I do something for myself today? And the O, did I do something for others today? And I have observed over the past 10 years that when I have too many days where I have a long list of O's and a very short, if any, list of I's, that produces very predictably a sense of depletion, a sense of emptiness, a sense of overwhelm, a sense of resentment. And it's helped me to take accountability, to say no when no is needed, not out of selfishness, but so that I can show up in my life for all the people, for all the ways I want to be present in my fullest capacity. When I have too many O's and not enough I's, I butt up against my own human limitations. And I am not seeing clearly my own value of my own personal journey, that I am a human being who deserves love, who deserves time, who deserves rest, whose journey matters, even if it's not in the service of others every second of every day. The other practice that I want to offer, this is from the book, The Wisdom of the Body, and it's a question that I have loved applying. And it is just one simple question. Does this nourish me or does this deplete me? Sometimes the same thing in one situation will nourish me In another situation, it will be depleting. So this question brings me into the present moment. It brings me into the present need. It brings me into what is best for me in the here and now. Thank you, mothers, caretakers, helpers. You bring so much beauty and softness into this world. Bring some beauty and softness into yourself. You are worthy of it. Even if you were on a desert island and never came across another living soul who you could help or serve in any way, your journey of unfolding and awakening to who you are, to who God is, to your place and purpose in the universe, would be infinitely important. Never forget that you are your own person with needs, with wants, with a beautiful journey to paint, to write, to dance through. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste. So many people want to live a healthier life, but they don't have the community structure and support network to really stay committed to healthy living practices. This is what we do at Body Soul School. You can also subscribe to our newsletter to stay up to date on our latest courses, retreats, and upcoming events. We are here to help you heal and thrive, mind, body, and spirit.